Aaron from Indiana, with it being a month away from John Cena's retirement match, I was wondering where he would fall on your greatest of all time list. This could include things like impact on the industry, ticket and merch sales, etc. If we're talking about WWE GOATs, because wrestling is more than just WWE. I mean, if you were to make a list of all-time greats, John Cena would not even be in the top 10. All right? Like, wrestling is more than just the United States. You'd have El Santo, you'd have Inoki, and so on. But in terms of WWE, he's not even in my top 5. Like, that's reserved for Hulk Hogan, and this is in no particular order, but Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Steve Austin, Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels. Kurt Angle is right there with him. And honestly, Savage and Angle are both like the complete pro wrestler to me. They had it all. They could do anything. So it's tough for me to leave Kurt out of the top 5, but I'm thinking for me, that's my top 5. Then you get into The Rock and Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. I'm not sure exactly where Triple H or John Cena would rank for me. Cena might be top 10. Casting him as the generic top babyface for so long hurt him with me. When I know there was this great heel run in him during that period, maybe I'd feel differently had Vince not been so scared to turn him. But he didn't want to give up that sweet merch money. When you factor in other things like merch sales and his role as an ambassador for the company, all the Make-A-Wish stuff, he was a great representative for that company. I would have loved to have had John Cena as my top guy, because he was probably very agreeable to whatever they wanted him to do, and you knew that you could rely on him and not get him. Who's not going to get himself into any trouble. Of all the names that I mentioned, he was probably the one who gave them the least amount of headaches. And he just seems like a genuinely good human being. I can't always say that for a lot of the people I have in my top 5, unfortunately. But this is not a list of the top 5 greatest human beings in wrestling history. This is my list of the top 5 GOATs, at least in WWE. My list will be different than your list. I don't give a shit. Right? I mean, and again, those guys, I may love them as performers, but clearly they all come with baggage of varying degrees. But we all have our favorites, for one reason or another. But even weighing their impact on the company and on the industry, Hogan's impact is undeniable. So many people would not be wrestling fans today, myself included, very likely, were it not for Hulk Hogan. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels have probably influenced more talent on the roster right now than most, right? Inspired them to want to become a pro wrestler or influenced them in some way in their in-ring style. John Cena is one of the elite talkers in the history of the company when he wasn't playing the role of narrator on the shows each week for everybody else's storylines. He's had more classic matches than some people will give him credit for. I defended him on that even back in the day on this show. He didn't have to be the best wrestler to go out there and have great matches. His matches with Edge and CM Punk and Shawn Michaels and AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar, he had tons of great matches. Cena's great. Was he over-pushed there for a while? You bet your ass he was. He was Vince's boy. So was Hogan. Doesn't take away from his body of work. He's one of the greatest in WWE history, but he's not my greatest.